Hey everybody, welcome back to my channel. It is Karina from Per Diem Thrifts. If you're new here, welcome. I am a full-time reseller on Poshmark and I also own my own brick and mortar consignment store. Today's video is super chill. I just wanted to sit down and chat with you guys and kind of give you guys some updates on what's been going on in the per diem world. So like I mentioned, I own a brick and mortar consignment store and I have been working at it every day. I don't have any employees at the moment. I have an intern, but she's on summer vacation, right? So she's like enjoying her summer break, and as she should be living her best life, but I just haven't had too much help in the shop lately. On top of that, my 6-year-old daughter is also on summer vacation, so we've just been balancing like having to take her to all of her summer activities and then having her come into work with me so that she can help, because we don't really pay for childcare either. So it's just been all the things. As you guys know, it's like running your reselling business at home, but then you also have to cater to like people coming into your store and shopping and processing all that inventory and all of that. So it's just been a lot. On top of that, we had like family come in for the 4th of July, and I feel like for the past couple weeks, it's just been like non-stop things to do. This is finally a week that I get to like kind of sit back and focus back in on work, which is exciting. Speaking of work, I know that's why you guys are here, but I have been making all of these videos about Poshmark's promoted closets, and if you guys want to watch them, I have them all up here. I will link them for you. And just like I pretty much documented my whole experience as I was going through the beta program, which was 4 weeks. I didn't have to pay anything, and from the beginning of it, it was great. I was noticing a lot more attention to my closet. Even though I wasn't necessarily making sales through promoted listings, I was still making more sales than usual. Towards the end though, it started to really die down, and then when it came time for me to actually pay for the service, I still wanted to try it out and see if it made any difference that I wasn't in the beta and that I was actually paying for it. But unfortunately, it didn't really do much for me, and so I decided to end the promoted listings and just try to generate sales on my own. Which is why in the month of July, I started aiming to list 10 new items a day. And I don't know why I thought that was a great idea with everything going on, but unfortunately I haven't really been able to maintain that. Since I wasn't able to maintain it, I decided to jump back onto promoted listings. And again, it kind of showed the same thing. I'm almost to the end of the first week of me actually paying for it. Number one, my budget increased from $15 a week to $20 a week. You can go in and adjust it. I just go by what Poshmark recommends for the size of my closet. So since my listings have increased, they recommended that I increase my budget by $5. So I did that. I started the promoted listings this second time on July 12th, and I made so many sales just in that first day, and I will show you a graph here of like the increase of my sales. So I was like, oh, this is perfect, this is great, it's gonna be wonderful. I was noticing too a lot more likes on my items, a lot more offers from likers, just a lot more engagement in my closet overall, which I think is the biggest benefit of promoted listings. I'm like learning this now, because in the 7 days that I've been paying for this now, I've made one promoted listing sale. So I pretty much spent $18 on promoted listings to make this one sale. Granted, it was for $150, so I guess it averages out, but like, who's to say that that one sale could have been like a $5 item? Not that I have $5 items in my closet, but you know what I'm saying? Like, they didn't make it like, oh, let's have her sell a $150 item so that it makes it worth it for her. But I just think it's interesting that I came back on, and yes, I saw this huge spike of engagement. Obviously, I'm getting like more impressions on my items, getting more likes, getting all of that. But it's really still like hard to know if I would have gotten this attention just from me listing 10 items a day if I was consistent versus like actually paying for the promoted listings. Because yes, my sales did go up, but now I haven't had a sale in 2 days. I'm hoping that changes today. And I'm still promoting my closet. It's just so strange to me how promoted listings works, because it feels like they just really push from the beginning of the week or from whenever your time period starts, and then after that it just dies off, which I wish it was like more consistent throughout. Like how on eBay, for example, you can say that you only want to promote a listing 2%, and so that listing is like set on that 2%, versus on Poshmark you have this one budget for the whole closet, and then it divvies it out depending on what people are searching for. I get it, but at the same time, I just don't necessarily like it or agree with it. Unfortunately, that's just what we have, and I'm learning more and more every day that you just kind of have to roll with the punches when it comes to platforms that you're selling on, and you really just have to play the game. Like, I read this article. I've mentioned this article a few times just because I feel like after listening to it and reading it, it just really changed my mindset about the way that the algorithm works on Poshmark, but I will link it down below. It was by Tracy Sun, and just how the how Poshmark functions off of buyer engagement and buyer actions and buyer trends. And it's just really interesting, because I think a lot of people have this idea that the algorithm, whether it's on Poshmark, whether it's on YouTube or Instagram or whatever, is just this set of rules, and you have to abide by all of these rules in order for your content or your listings or whatever to be pushed out. And that is true to an extent. I think that more so, Poshmark is paying attention to what we are doing as buyers, as sellers, as people on the platform. And it's taking a look at what people are clicking on, what they're searching, and taking all of that, learning from it, and then adapting to push those items that are more popular. And this is what an algorithm does. It's pretty much AI. Honestly, it is pretty much artificial intelligence, just learning as we are engaging with the platform and we are using these new features and all of that, and then it's adjusting and trying to see what is going to get a better reaction or what is going to actually generate more sales. And I know that it's really frustrating because, like, the search, for example, is still out of whack and it is not functioning the way that it should. And so it's really hard to like justify listings or promoted listings when the search isn't even bringing up things that we're actually searching for. But it's just constantly, but it's this thing. The algorithm is this thing that is constantly learning and trying to adapt to how we are using the platform. So when you are searching, so another way to like look at this is like when you're searching for something, and then like, remember that whole time when everyone was like, oh, if you shorten your listing titles to just shirt, it's gonna pop up higher or something on the algorithm? It's because buyers were going into search and just typing shirt or just typing red shirt or whatever. Because if you really think about it, like customers, regular buyers on the platform, they're not thinking like brand and style and keywords. Like, they don't always have that information in their head. Maybe they really just need a red shirt and they don't really know what features they want on it, or they're gonna have a broad red shirt term and then like filter through it to like find the item that they're looking for. I hope this is all making sense, but I just think that really being on top of not only trends, but also like trends in the algorithm, trends in how people are searching is so important so that we can adjust our listings appropriately. With reselling and with honestly any kind of business that you're doing, you always have to adjust and kind of see how things are changing, see how things are moving, and make your business work to those standards. We are not at this place anymore where we can just list things, share them, and make sure that they get sold. Like, there are so many other factors that we have to put into our business to get those items sold. So like for me, I'm learning I have to not only list consistently, like brand new items every day, I also have to relist stale inventory, I have to send offers out to likers, I have to communicate with my buyers, I have to leave them messages in their bundle, I have to share my closet, I think I already said that, I have to promote my listings, I have to do all of these things, I have to make sure that my photos look great, I have to use SEO in my in my titles, in my descriptions. There are so many things, and I just feel like if you are still at that place where you think that you can just list something like we used to 3 years ago and make it sell, sorry, but you're just gonna be really disappointed by your sales. And maybe that's a hard like opinion, but you just have to kind of roll with the punches. There are so many people who are like anti-Posh Lives, anti-sharing, anti-whatever. They don't want to do all these new things. And I don't think Poshmark is going to change. I don't think that they're going to get rid of these things. If anything, they're just going to add more. And so at this point, it's either go with it or jump ship and try a different platform. And either way is totally fine, totally valid. You can make money on other platforms. You don't have to sell on Poshmark if you're unhappy with the way that things are going. But yes, we can kind of voice our opinions to an extent. If you do get a chance to go to PoshFest, that would be a great place to kind of talk to people, especially on Team Posh, who may listen. It's not always for sure that they will, and it's not always for sure that you're gonna get a chance to talk to them, but if you can, I think that that's a great place to kind of get your feelings out there. If I do go, I haven't like fully decided yet if I'm going. I really want to because it's in San Diego, but if I do go, this is definitely going to be a huge topic of discussion for me. Last year, I talked to them about how my account got hacked and just about all of these other things that were happening in the Poshmark world for me. So this year, it's going to be all about promoted listings and all of that fun stuff. But yeah, I've talked to a few people who have been part of the beta program. I think they actually changed the beta program now. I think it's only 2 weeks of free trial versus the whole month that we got in the beginning. And again, just still mixed signals. And it's so frustrating because there are some people who are like, this is the best thing ever, definitely gonna do this more, blah, 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 like making so many sales. But other people are like, I've made one sale. Like me, like I've literally only made one sale through promoted listings, but I've made over $700 like since the promoted listings started off regular listings. And those don't count as promoted listings, but I'm thinking that because my listings are being promoted, people are sharing my items more maybe. There's just more attention on my closet overall. This was something that like people were really frustrated about, is that like you're paying for clicks, people may or may not buy, but like I paid $18 technically for this one promoted listing to sell this $150 item, but I feel like all of those impressions and all of those clicks actually helped me make all of the other sales that I got too. So that other $700, including the $150. So I paid $18 to make $700. The thing is, I don't know how much I would have made without the promoted listings. Maybe I didn't need to pay for that at all, but I don't know. I'm gonna keep trying it because I have had a couple people reach out and say that it is great and that I just need to keep trying and just keep pushing for it. So we'll see. But just to have one sale in this whole week through promoted listings is kind of frustrating. I'm just gonna keep playing with it and just keep seeing what adjustments I can make to make sure that my closet is running itself, that it is working the way that I need it to. And I highly recommend that you do the same. Maybe it means that you are not going to try promoted listings. Maybe you're going to do Posh Lives. Maybe you're going to get off the platform completely. Maybe you're going to cross list everything onto eBay or whatever. That's another thing I need to do, by the way. But yeah, that's kind of just like my update, and I don't really have anything else to say. That's just where I'm at right now. I'm hoping that this month can stay steady. I am on track to have like my best sales month in my store, and it's just really interesting like how it all fluctuates. Like it's supposed to be summer slowdown. June was horrible. Like I was so dead on both Poshmark and in my store, but July for some reason is like popping off. And I'm just trying to believe that it's like all of these efforts of consistency that I'm trying to keep are finally paying off, and hopefully like as we get into like back to school, it's going to ramp up even more. But yeah, anyway, that's it. That's that I have for today's video. I know it's not anything like crazy, but I just wanted to update you guys because I know that you guys like hearing about my experience through promoted closets and like are getting feedback of whether or not you guys should try it out. So I'm gonna say it. I say this about everything. I think you should always try new features when you get the opportunity to, because it could just give you a boost in sales. And even if it is like a temporary boost, like why wouldn't you take it? Especially if it's a free trial, or if you're considering trying like the paid version of it after your free trial. Just play around with the budget, see what you're comfortable with. You can try it for a little bit, and if it doesn't work out, it's a tax write-off, you know? Like there are so many things that are going to probably come out even more. Like, as we know, at Poshfest, they come out with what are they called? They come out with a bunch of new features. I'm forgetting what the thing is called, but anyway, they come out with a bunch of new features. They've already come out with so many new things this year, so I'm interested to see what else they're going to announce, because I don't think they announced any of this stuff at last year's Poshfest. They just kind of like popped it out to us. So we'll see what other ideas they have in store for us that will hopefully get us more sales, because in the grand scheme of it, Poshmark doesn't make money unless we make money, right? Like, especially with this promoted listings, people are like, oh, they're just trying to like money gauge us, they're just trying to price gauge us, they just want more of our money. Or same with like the features to direct deposit. They don't make money unless we have money in our accounts to direct deposit, or they don't make sales. They don't make, like, if we're not making money through promoted listings and we stop promoting our listing, then they're not going to make money through that. So obviously they're trying to make ways for us to make money so that they can take their percentage out. Just believe that. Just go through it thinking that, you know, like Poshmark does ultimately want us to make money. They just might not be focused on like making you specifically money. They're trying to make everybody money in the grand scheme of things, because they're gonna make more money on everybody versus just focusing on you. And I know that this is kind of harsh, but in the grand scheme of Poshmark, you're not that important. I'm not that important. I'm like a tiny little speck in what Poshmark makes. So they're definitely looking out for the general public, the majority of who's bringing in the money, versus these individual sellers. So I'm just gonna end it there. I know that that's kind of harsh and that's kind of a toughy one, but I don't know, man. I'd love to hear your thoughts. Obviously, open chat down below. Let me know what you're feeling, what you're thinking. Have you tried Posh promoted listings since I've started making these videos, or just like, what are your overall thoughts? I see it everywhere, honestly. I see them on Facebook, I see them on YouTube, on Instagram and everything. Definitely mixed feelings, but I don't know, I'm gonna stick it out. I feel like specifically with Posh Lives, like if you jumped on that bandwagon from the beginning and you stuck it out, like it's definitely paying off. So I'm trying to do that with promoted listings as well. If you can jump on a new feature right when it goes live, or like a new trend like Whatnot or whatever it is, and you can like really gain momentum through it, then it's going to pay off. But if you're not fully committing to it, then it's not going to give you that ROI that you want. So that's what I'm trying with this, and we'll see. But that's my update for you guys. Happy Tuesday, I think. I'm not even gonna edit this video, I'm just gonna post it. So this is the raw version of Per Diem Unfiltered. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I will be back with another one. Bye.